Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Adrienne Montgomery. I'm with ERP VAR, and I'm so pleased to be joined today by Noelle Bloxen, Scott Koblenz. Noelle's the Acumatica Partner Recruitment Manager. Scott Koblenz is the Acumatica Director of Partner Recruitment. We're featuring Geoff Ashley today. He's our featured speaker. He's the VP of Partner Strategy and Programs. He's going to be talking about the top 5 takeaways for 2020 and beyond from the Acumatica Summit 2020. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it off over to Noelle to kick off the speaker introductions. Thanks, Noelle.
Thank you, Adrienne, and thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Before I introduce our speaker, I'd like to give you some background. Since 1982, Geoff Ashley has been working either as a VAR or working for publishers to create dominant VAR channels and ecosystems. If there is one thing that thousands of VARs globally can attest to, Geoff Ashley has spent an entire career working to build successful VAR practices. Geoff's career has been in the small to medium ERP marketplace, so virtually all of his experiences are relevant to today's audience. Geoff has built channels for Best Software, which now we know as Sage, Navision, which of course now is Microsoft, Infor, and of course SAP. Geoff started his move to the cloud way back in 2006, long before cloud and subscription were accepted as part of a common vernacular. He has spent nearly a decade and a half helping partners understand how strategic this model is and how this model can positively impact their company's valuation and exit strategy. Now let's talk about his role today at Acumatica. Geoff spends his time at Acumatica helping VAR principal owners and executives as they work to build dominant Acumatica practices. His practice owner and executive workshop is helping hundreds of VAR owners navigate the complexity of moving from traditional professional services as a business model to the subscription and annuity model. Geoff is totally accessible to every single Acumatica partner practice. This is a culture and strategy that permeates the entire Acumatica organization, and it remains Acumatica's most strategic competitive advantage. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you the VP of Partner Strategy and Programs, Geoff Ashley.
Well, thank you very much, Noelle. That was a great intro. Geez, hope I can live up to that one. So I want to talk to you guys all today about the Acumatica 2020 Summit. We just finished it in January. Hopefully, many of you that are on the call were at the summit. It's really an amazing event. This year, I didn't think we could keep saying it gets better and better, but it keeps getting better and better. I have the honor of being able to address the partner community at Summit. So a lot of what we're going to talk about today was discussed by me in our partner keynote, but there were so many messages. We tried to break it down to the top 5, which is hard to do, but that's what we'll focus on today. So the top takeaway, number 1, is essentially Acumatica's favorable reviews in the press, and you can see by here we were mentioned in 2019 by virtually every one of the major analysts and press organizations that cover the ERP industry. And a couple of things that came out of our 2019 year was Acumatica is ranked again number 1 in overall customer satisfaction. So again, this is not an Acumatica claim. This is out there for anyone interested in Acumatica to go out and validate. We're also rated number 1 in usability, which makes sense. The more usable the product is, the higher the customer satisfaction you would think would be. We're rated best ERP software again. We're the fastest growing ERP publisher again. And according to our friends at Nucleus Research, we set the standard for usability in the market. That is their quote. The other thing that I mentioned when we were at Summit is how positive the information about Acumatica is that's being published out there. Almost all of it, over 90%, actually over 95% of all of the press and analyst coverage about Acumatica in 2019 was positive, neutral or positive. And that's important to note because if you think about an article, neutral in an article is actually good. If somebody mentions a company in an article and they say XYZ company has announced this new product and it's out in the market and will be available by whatever, that would be considered a neutral type of a review, because it's just making you aware of what's going on with this organization. Obviously, positive is not only did we make this product available to the market, but boy, is it great. And so well over 95% of all the mentions of Acumatica in 2019 were either neutral or positive. When you compare that against the competition out there, the vast majority are neutral or negative. So it really is a 180-degree polar opposite experience. And again, for the third year in a row, Acumatica wins the Best Partner Program, which would obviously be very important to me personally. The second thing that is a key takeaway from Summit this year was Acumatica's focus on manufacturing as an industry sector. It came out loud and clear. First and foremost, Acumatica did acquire a company by the name of Jazz. Jazz was the organization that wrote the Acumatica manufacturing software using the Acumatica toolset and the Acumatica platform. So it was always an Acumatica solution, but now it is actually a part of Acumatica. We own it, and therefore you will not only continue to see tremendous focus being placed on manufacturing, but you'll see that accelerate even faster. The other thing that was huge was the announcement of the partnership with eWorkplace Apps. You would all know that as Batchmaster. Batchmaster is kind of a de facto standard in our industry for process manufacturing software. They've been around for decades. The key takeaway for all of you, and the reason this makes it well into the top 5 takeaway, is because Batchmaster or eWorkplace Apps is creating this Acumatica partnership using our platform again. So again, once again, this will be not only an application that runs on Acumatica, but it is Acumatica. The other thing is they are delivering not only the process manufacturing piece, but they will also have the quality control piece, which again just helps leapfrog Acumatica to the top of the manufacturing software marketplace. And again, all of this built on the XRP platform. And when you look at the focus, when you look at the money being spent, when you look at the number of resources now that are working in this area, you can see that manufacturing is absolutely a key focus for Acumatica in 2020 and beyond. And it's not an area where we're intending to play. This is an area where we intend to dominate. So again, we don't intend to compete just in manufacturing. We're going to dominate in the area of manufacturing in the ERP space. And you will see that in 2020 and beyond. In addition, we have our Acumatica Construction Edition, and a lot has been put into that in the last 2 years since it was released. It has surged to the top of the cloud construction software marketplace. We did announce at Summit the Acumatica Payroll. Now, payroll is not something that is specific to construction. It was announced in conjunction with our Construction Edition because of the need in that marketplace for payroll. So it was a big announcement for the construction group and the construction customers that were at Summit. But again, I want to stress that payroll is available throughout the Acumatica feature set or software solution. Also, we announced a partnership with the Construction Financial Management Association, and this includes a opportunity for all Acumatica customers to get a membership, a free membership for 1 year in the CFMA. And we got construction, we have payroll, we got field service, we got manufacturing. All of this is now one platform. So again, a huge takeaway for anybody out there that is looking at Acumatica, considering representing Acumatica in the marketplace, is that we're really the only cloud provider out there, and really one of the only software packages period out there that can do all of this within one platform, within one database, within one look and feel. And so again, when you hear about all these positive reviews and all the positive press, and when you think about customers and usability, this is why we rate so high, is because this is all within one environment. Also, we continue to sell and we continue to grow through our partner community. We had some very significant announcements at Summit related to the community itself. One of the biggest perhaps was our announcement of a global partnership with BDO. And this is unique in the industry in that the partnership between BDO and Acumatica has as its cornerstone what we call the partner of record, or our certified Acumatica partner. So BDO will not resell Acumatica, and every time there's an opportunity for which a partner is called into BDO to work with one of their clients as they do the software evaluation and recommendation, or if one of our partners needs access to resources, or it's a very complex opportunity, maybe it spans the globe, our partners can bring BDO in, and at no time will BDO sell any Acumatica software. An Acumatica certified partner remains the partner of record at all time. The Acumatica partner also retains not only the initial sale, but every renewal going forward. And the Acumatica partner also leads the implementation. So when you think about what is normally a conflict between a services type organization and a channel ecosystem, the big conflict is normally, well, who gets the hours? Who bills for all the hours? And in this partnership with BDO, there is no confrontation. The rules of engagement are very clear. So we do consider this to be very unique in the industry, and we are really looking forward to the partner community being able to find any lead wherever it might be and know that they can attack that lead with confidence, knowing that we've got a global partner behind us. And then since our acquisition by EQT last summer, the pace of the investment and growth has accelerated within Acumatica. And perhaps the greatest validation of this, and we were able to announce this at Summit, was that there was a Oracle NetSuite compete call that was held on January 16th. And in that compete call, the executive that was running that call actually said to everybody on the call, Acumatica firing on all cylinders. So I guess one of the best accolades and one of the best validation points for is Acumatica on the right track would be when your key competitor is the one telling everybody you are. So I thought that was a cool takeaway. I thought we'd share that with you today. Again, when we look at all of the areas by which Acumatica is growing today, and we look at basically what we call the up and to the right measurements, whether it is new customer acquisition, in which we had significant increase year over year, we had significant and near triple digit growth in revenue subscription year over year. Our recruitment team, three of whom are actually on this call today with us, did their usual amazing job of recruiting new partners, and my other team, or the other half of my team, is doing an exceptional job of activating all of those partners. And so again, I think it is important to note that at Acumatica, we have a dedicated team for recruitment, but we also have a dedicated team for enablement, which means that the people that are enabling our partners and helping them to become successful, helping them to transact and get a quick ROI on their investment, those resources are not paid based on sales quotas. They are paid based on our ability to get you as a partner into Acumatica and then up, running, and competent with all of our Acumatica systems and all of the Acumatica tools and being able to enter cases and opportunities, and then getting to that first transaction in as quick a time as possible. So those are all dedicated resources. A very huge and important takeaway from those that were not aware of that. NPS scores, to our knowledge, and we're trying to validate it, but it's very hard to validate, but to our knowledge, Acumatica has the highest net promoter scores in the ERP publisher community. And that's across all, whether small, medium, or large enterprise publishers. For those that don't know, net promoter scores these are surveys that are done to customers, and based on the customer responses, you're given a net promoter score, which is essentially the rating that the customer community gives you as a publisher. And again, Acumatica, like most other things, is one of the top, if not the top in the industry. Also, ISV and OEM growth. So if any of you out there consider yourself an independent software vendor or an OEM type partner, Acumatica continues to grow up and to the right in this area as well. We have well over 175 ISV OEM relationships now, and actually we are bringing on ISVs or OEMs at the rate of about one a week. So again, this is a validation of Acumatica, and especially that Acumatica platform that we talked about earlier. Most of the people that are using the Acumatica platform, they use it as not only a rapid development toolkit, but it is built on, and Acumatica is even part of the organization that sets the standards throughout the industry by which these tool sets are meeting or need to meet. Also up to the right, again, the number of press analysts and customer reviews. I was mentioning to our team earlier today, in 2019, we were getting as many as 40 mentions a day throughout the year about Acumatica in the press. So people used to say, well, who is Acumatica, or what's an Acumatica, or whatever they might be using. But I think we can say now that Acumatica has absolutely, truly arrived. I don't think it's about who is Acumatica anymore. I think it's about, I want to know more. I want to learn more. I have been here since 2017, the end of 2017, 2018 in January was my first summit. And since I've been on board with Acumatica, we have been on time with every one of our releases. We do 2 of those a year. We have remained in excess of 99.995% uptime for the entire time that I've been here. So again, everything about the platform, everything about our environment it remains top of the industry. So summarizing on the top 5 takeaways, we had more than 2,300 attendees. We're expecting in 2021 to grow by more than 50% again, and actually internally, we're actually talking about more than doubling the number of people at our summit. It continues to be an amazing event, truly a collaborative event, and truly a community event. And that speaks to not only the success of Acumatica and acceptance of Acumatica in the marketplace, but it also speaks to the culture. And we have a culture that is very focused on community. And I believe that our customers and our partners and our employees and all of the relationships that we have out there, press, analysts, influencers, truly feel as part of a community within Acumatica. And it is not an accident. It is something we are very deliberate about and something we work on every single day. In addition, we had more than 500 people stay at the end of Summit for the remainder of the week to attend additional training on the software, training for partners, and getting certifications and badges. So again, continues to be that one key event that brings everybody together one place, one time. We have a thing called a hackathon, and that's where we get together. They choose a topic, and they lock themselves in a room without windows, and they get Red Bull and pizza, and they actually use our tool set to create real live working applications. And then we rate them and we review them, we vote on them, and then the winning team wins trophies and bragging rights for the next year. And as I mentioned already, the acquisition of Jazz and working with Batchmaster or eWorkplace Apps, the partnership with BDO, focus on Construction Financial Management Association and the free membership, all of those things being key takeaways for everybody on the call today. Again, we have our Acumatica payroll being announced. We also announced that BigCommerce is now native to the application, or to the Acumatica application. So those of you that are interested in commerce, whether it is B2B or B2C, Acumatica can handle that natively by using BigCommerce, but we do still continue to have all of the interfaces and integrations to Magento and all of the other key e-commerce platforms that are out there today. You also heard about our Acumatica marketplace. So I talked about our very robust and very strong ISV and OEM ecosystem. Acumatica has a marketplace where all of those extensions and all of the capabilities and additional products can get posted, and all of our Acumatica partners can go out and see not only what's available, but also which of those ISV solutions have been certified, and not only certified to work by Acumatica, but we also do have a customer certification process and badge that gets awarded to those ISV solutions that have met very strict and rigid certification standards within Acumatica and within the customers using their solution in the market. We also offered all of our partners and customers a free 30-day trial of Adobe Sign. And so, again, the key takeaway and the thing that I would like everybody to take from today's webinar is this is a great time to be an Acumatica partner. This is a great time to be an Acumatica customer. And hopefully this was information that you found helpful. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Scott Koblenz, and Scott is my Director of Recruitment for Acumatica globally. And so Scott, take it away.
Thank you, Geoff. I appreciate that. And for those that know me and those that don't, I am actually smiling on the inside with that photo. So don't think otherwise. You know, a couple of items that I heard during this call and would like to just briefly reiterate. Starting with Summit, this was the first Acumatica Summit that I was at. I've been here about 10 months and have been at plenty of other company summits in my life. And I have to say the input that I heard from partners, prospective partners, and guests that were at the summit was the same impression that I had. A really first-class experience, lots of education going on, lots of networking and camaraderie between, you know, the existing partners and even prospective partners that were there. I just want to say that is Acumatica in our culture. We are a different kind of company in that, you know, we certainly put partners first for a number of reasons. Most obvious reason is we don't have any direct sales force, not going to have any direct sales force. So our partners are the salespeople that we have in the street and our 50% partner. We dedicate a lot of bodies, a lot of resources to the partner community, to the product. Currently, if I have the number right, it's about 74% of our total headcount are developers. So we are spending time and some very serious money making the product better every day and every edition. So if you didn't have a chance to come to Summit this year, I would suggest strongly that you mark your calendar today for next January, which is going to be the 24th through the 29th, also in Las Vegas. This time we had to move to a larger venue, so we will be at the Wynn Hotel. And absolutely a must come to if you want to get fully immersed in the business that we're running, the culture we have, and what we can and will do for you as a partner. The marketing piece, I heard a couple pieces brought up on marketing. I can tell you that, and Geoff mentioned, the Lunch and Learn series that we were talking about. It's, I hate to use this phrase because it's corny and old. It's back to the future with Lunch and Learns. The 90s and early 2000s saw tremendous success with Lunch and Learns, and then it died down a bit. Our research and our success from last year shows that Lunch and Learn is back. It's back stronger than ever. And our commitment is through our mouth. It's through our marketing dollars. We will help you put together a Lunch and Learn, whether that's content or having a speaker there from us deliver it, a demo person. We have aligned ourselves with Landry's group of restaurants and have gotten rate from them. So McCormick and Schmidt's, Morton's, Fleming's, Ruth's Chris, Bubba Gum Shrimp. We can have an event pretty much in any city across North America and have a successful one. We will even participate on a financial basis to facilitate that. All you need to do is get some bodies and some seats, and we're going to sell software. So that's a new development, not brand new, but it's an emphasized and re-energized and refunded for 2021 part of our business. And again, it's working really well. So we invite you to contact us, your recruiter, your enablement manager, who will bring you to marketing and other resources that we have to help make that successful. So, you know, we have made a big commitment to our partners to bring you forward in 2021 and get to transacting as quickly as possible. This team lives to help partners transact. Well, we live and get paid to help you transact. So it's important, and from a new partner perspective, to get your first deal, let's say in the first 90 days, really does accelerate you through the system to where you're more likely to do 4, 6, or 8 deals in your first year than struggling and doing a deal or two. So the system that we have, and this is actually the first company in my 22 years of doing this business that has a system, several systems. So there's a recruiting system, an enablement system, et cetera. And it's really well thought out, and it works. We can thank Geoff Ashley for that. He brought it here 2 years ago and created it. But it works. We're successful. Our partners are, singing praises. Go take a look at social media from what happened after Summit and follow it, because we are getting great success, and nothing makes us happier than a faster ROI for our partners. So I am scott.koblenz@acumatica.com. Shoot me an email. I'm happy to send you my phone number. I'm available pretty much all the time. I had a boss long ago who said that the best thing about Fridays was that there's only 2 days left in the work week. And so you're free to call me on Saturday and Sunday if you have questions. I love this business. So with that, I would like to introduce you to Noelle and I's other half, Mr. Mark Roodhouse, who will be the first voice and first bit of conversation that you have if you are interested in joining our family. Mark?
Thanks, Scott. Yeah, definitely. If you are not already a partner and you'd like to have a conversation, please email me. You can see my email address on the screen, and would love to have a conversation and go through some of the basics we get about prospective partners, and then as a next step, put you in touch with either Scott or Noelle for further discussions, next steps, requirements, and everything you need to do in order for the enablement team to help you. So again, happy to talk to anyone who's interested in further discussions about that.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark.
Yep.
Thanks again, everybody. Have a great week.
Awesome. Thanks, Adrienne.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.